vlogs. Let's start off with a face. A funny face. Maybe, perhaps. Something with my hand. I don't know. I've noticed a consistency between the vlogs with me doing something weird with my hand in the front. But yeah, I just want to say hello. Nice to see you, whether you're here again or here new. I'm Nins. That's what I go by on the internets. I am an artist and writer, and this week, I'm not sure how long this one's gonna be. We're gonna be doing some art stuff. We're gonna be doing some writing stuff. I got a new keyboard, which I like a keyboard that goes clickety clack. This does not go clickety clack, but I needed a keyboard and I got one, and I got a cheap one that I paid for. It happens. It's okay. I can live without the clickety clack. Plus, I still have the other keyboard if I really just want the clickety clack, and I don't care that I can't press the buttons to make the buttons do what I want them to do. But yeah. So this month is June. I keep getting June and July mixed up for some reason. Like, this is the first time I've had this problem where I keep wanting to say it's July. It's July. I'm skipping a whole month. But this month is the month of unicorns. At least that's the theme that I have chosen for myself. Last month, May, was Mermay. Now we're doing unicorns. Or at least unicorn-like creatures with horns. We're putting horns on everything, okay? I have this whole, I have a post on Patreon, actually, that is going up on the 1st, that has a mood board for, like, all these little creatures on Pinterest and stuff that I'm gonna stick horns on, and I'm gonna try to do some really cool sketching with it. I just have to actually sit down and sketch. I've been having a difficult time sketching when my brain is switched onto writer mode right now, because I'm working on another book. Speaking of, Amazon will be publishing my book on the 30th of June. I think that's why I keep skipping June, because I'm like, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think how bad it's gonna do. I don't want to get my hopes up. I want to skip it. So that is kind of what's happening right now. But thank you so much for watching. And I hope you gather some supplies and do some art stuff with me, and hopefully you get stuff done as well. Let's get into what we're getting into. Let's go. So we're going to be printing our Patreon reward for the story of the month. Well, it's a story of the year. The chapter of the month is more like it, where there's a print for each chapter. That was a whole chunk of what's it called? Anyway, chapter, and then it gets released each month. So you get the print. It would be mailed along with a part of the story, and we actually have 2 chapters. I'm trying to get ahead of the curve. We have 2 chapters ready. I talked about, like, you guys saw me carve in the previous one. Actually, did I finish this? I don't know if I finished this. It looks like I did. Didn't I? We'll print this one and see if I finished it. I'm not sure if I finished that one. I gotta look at that one pretty hard. But I know for a fact that this one's finished, and I am ready to print those. And I just figured I would kind of, I don't know what that was. Don't ask me what that was. I have no idea what that was. But yeah, let's pop into it. And after all that trial and error, we have papers. Eat up with some things. I didn't do a lot of these. I'm gonna workshop with myself about whether I like this or not. But I do like the shoe. Some of these have come out really good, and I am happy with them. And I look forward to picking, I think it's going to be this one. This one's going to be on the post on Patreon, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. So you guys get to see it. But you don't get the story. You have to be on the Patreon member list for that. Only the patrons can see the story part, but you get to see the art at least. So that's something. Hopefully you enjoy, and I will see you in the next clip. Good morning. This is day, whatever day this is. I am slowly going to start my day off with doing my pages. I do the Artist's Way daily pages, and I try to do the daily sketches, but I don't always get the daily sketches done. Also on my other screen, which please ignore the curtain. I know the curtain's bad. We got a YouTube video, and we got my book open so that I can start typing and writing. I'm almost done with the writing part, and then we got to do the art part, and the art part is the scary part. The writing is just coming easily lately, but I have had such a bad bout of artist block where I don't want to draw shit. I don't want to draw a single thing, and it sucks because I do want to draw, but everything I draw doesn't seem correct, so I get mad and I quit. It's probably not the best thing to do, but it is something that is happening that I need to break, and that is something I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna push through and do the daily pages, and if you are part of my Discord, you see the Daily Doodler tab in there, and me and a few others have daily doodler things, and we post our doodles. And so far it's been going pretty good. Some people don't have time to do a doodle every day, and that's perfectly fine. I understand. I also sometimes skip it, especially when I'm addicted to specific video games like Roamstead. I have been playing the bejesus out of that game. It just came out. Well, no, I think it came out a little while ago, but for me, it just came out because I just bought it. So there is that. But let me go ahead and get started on these daily pages, and we will get to work. It's the 5th, by the way. Okay, so today, this will probably be the last clip of this particular vlog, but today we're gonna play with crayons. I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm going to switch you to the top camera or try to hold it for a little while. I feel like I shake too much. I'll probably swap to the other camera, but I just wanted to like point out that I have one of these is a little too blue to be green, but I think it's that one. That one's too blue. But I only have so many greens. We need more greens. Even though generally I like doing stuff in blue, but I only have so many blues as well. I really like this one, and I am happy I got this set, but I think we're gonna get some more sets, and we are going to color. I'm so excited for the coloring part. So let us get to coloring. Okay, so now that I have you here, let's start off by swatching the colors to see how close the greens are. And then we will sketch something from there. Today is going to be green. One should be pretty dark. What is this one? This one is emerald green. This one was yellow green. Can't see it. Moss green. We have chromium oxide. And we have a regular dark green. And then this one is the one that I was saying before about it being mostly blue. It's a greenish blue. but it's definitely more blue than green. But we might have use for it. Other than that, I don't have any more greens, and that kind of makes me sad. But this is the green we're going for. Unfortunately, I don't have a sharpener. So I think if I did have a sharpener for these, I would save the shavings and kind of make them into like a watercolor pan. I think. Also, have I mentioned I'm going to try to stop saying I think I have somewhere, but I say it a lot. There we go. See, I just did it again. I think a lot of it is to do with the fact that I don't rehearse what I'm saying ahead of time. I just say stuff off the top of my head and go from there, which isn't the worst thing out there, but it's not exactly the best thing either. Sometimes I come to a loss of words, and based on my public speaking class, that's not necessarily a good thing. Of course, you have to make noise while I'm recording. Rude. Anyway, it was just telling me that I have 007 thing, which I don't even have 007. Actually, not a video game that I am interested to play in. I do like video games. I do play video games. I stream video games sometimes. I haven't been streaming lately. That's mainly because I have felt kind of shy. Again, gotta hold myself accountable. But I have, like I said, I've been feeling kind of shy. I quit streaming for a little bit because I needed a break, and we were going to go visit some family, and did all that. Took my break, and I ended up really enjoying my break more so than I thought I would. And I just haven't gone back to streaming since. Drawing anything serious with crayons is hard. Can't get anything realistic, so it comes out kind of cartoony. So if this looks kind of funny, why? All in green. Maybe I could put some yellows in there. Lighten it up. But yeah, I believe this week I'm gonna start streaming again. Today is Monday. I don't think I'm gonna stream today. I might stream tomorrow, either before or after my eye appointment. Probably after, because it's kind of early. Before, yeah, it's kind of early. And again, y'all are gonna get tired of hearing that, I bet. But I need to do better. And this better. Use indigo. shouldn't use this color on this. But I am now. But yeah, I've been quite shy. I don't want to sit there and say all the time. At least with this, I can cut it out. And pretend that I totally didn't do that. No, I definitely did. A lot. And wouldn't you know it, when I was in school, I actually passed my public speaking. I managed to do speeches without saying but I think that's mostly because I rehearsed what I was gonna say. And thought about things without wanting to use filler words. Because I didn't really need filler words. I knew what we were talking about. And I probably could actually sit here and plan out my videos and what I'm going to say and all that, but where's the fun in that? When I could just randomly yap about whatever I feel like talking about. But yeah, we'll be going back to streaming. At least that's kind of the plan. I'm not entirely sure if I will. I think I'm more shy to stream art stuff than I am to record art stuff right now. And that is probably why, because live streaming is more like in the moment and you have to actually think about things, whereas this, I can cut out my quiet moments, which probably going to be a lot since stopping to think about what I'm going to say. But yeah, I have no plans. I'm just coloring to color as I can. We recently started watching Nurse Jackie. I don't think I like it too much. I'm giving it a fair shot though. We're getting a couple episodes in before I actually make my determination of whether I like it or not. And again, at least I'm self-conscious about it. I've been reading Wrath of the Dragons. I am finding it kind of difficult because the first book did not swap back and forth between characters, and this one is swapping back and forth between characters, and that throws me out. I prefer one-sided stories. Though I understand the appeal to two-sided stories. I get it. I did sneak a peek at the last page, which is probably the only thing that's keeping me going because I'm curious of the last page. That's it. Find some lines there. Who knows? Um, I think they were gonna be that close. Well. But yeah. And I have been working on the next book that's going to be being published. For those of you who are new here and are sticking it out through the hard phase, I have a book that is to be published on the 30th. Quite excited about it. Really bad at doing self promotion. I'm doing my best. But I have been working on the next book. It's not a series, this book and this next book that I'm working on, but it is the next book that I'm writing. I have been writing for a very long time, but I've never really thought to write for publishing. Well, I have. I don't lie to you, but I've never wanted to publish until recently. I never felt confident enough to, and I have decided that I'm doing it, and I'm ready to start putting books out. And I feel more comfortable doing books than I do comics, because for a while I was going to attempt to do comics, and I did start drawing them. I had them storied out, they were ready, but then I was like, nah, not today. We're not doing this. I definitely prefer writing in paragraph style over doing comics. I tried. I gave it a good try as well. So I can at least say that I tried, even though it didn't, you know. So there's that. And I can, you know, be happy that that's how that played out and that I figured out what I do and don't like. That's something that might, I don't, I'm not taking them down off of my Patreon, but there's not going to be a continuance of the story that's going on. Not unless I write it in paragraph form, which I am probably not going to do. Sorry, we just doodling today. I decided we weren't doom scrolling, we were doing stuff. I've been doom scrolling so much, and It has not been good for me. I have felt so unproductive and so useless. We are doing some coloring today. We are just playing with the crayons. Or some. And I forgot where my train of thought went. It's gone. It's just out the door. That's fine. I'm going to do this more. So if you like this, let me know. We're saying again. Again, I'm holding myself accountable. I know I did it. Bad. I'm doing it again. I know. At that time, I just wanted to fill the space, though, because I was thinking, and I just didn't want to be sat here silent. Fine. I almost did it again. Like, I'm sitting here calling myself out on it, and I almost did it again. What is wrong with me? Either way, I look forward to doing more of this. Probably gonna do it anyway. I appreciate you guys sticking around and hanging out and watching of me just doodling. I would appreciate that. Got any questions or concerns, or think I'm doing this wrong? Let me know. We'll talk it out. Tell me better ways to fill up the space instead of saying I need to stop worrying about it, I guess. I don't know. Is it really that big of a problem? Do people notice when it happens? I don't notice when I notice when I do it myself. I don't really notice when other people do it unless I'm like severely scrutinizing them, because the point of situation is to do so. Like they're doing a public speaking thing or a class or something, then yeah, I'm gonna be like, well, you should be you're speaking, because that's what we're all told. Because we are all told in public speaking class not to say or use filler words such as And it's been a while since I took my public speaking class. I consider this as a public speaking situation. I'm sitting here putting my worst foot forward by saying I think it'll come with time. My not saying silly little things. This might be a little too red for what I want. These are pretty yellow. And this is just a basic yellow. I think this one's also just a basic yellow. Yeah, it's also just a basic yellow. I love these little crayons. I know I'm not sponsored. Probably you can tell I'm not sponsored, but maybe you can't. I don't know. I know. I'm just a lady on the internet. Doing lady on the internet things. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to dual stream to YouTube. For a while, Twitch wasn't allowing it, so Twitch will be linked below if you're interested. My goal is Tuesday, Thursdays for at minimum an hour or two, just to say I did it and that I'm doing the things so I can feel accomplished. If you know what I'm talking about. If you understand the need to accomplish something. I work for home, I take commissions. I'm also a freelance writer. Not that I can talk about any of the work that I do, aside from the fact that I do freelance writing. Though with me starting to publish my own stuff, I highly doubt I'm going to be working on anybody else's projects. You'd have to pay me pretty good. And I do in fact refuse to do other people's editing. I'm not doing that. I barely like doing my own editing. I'm not gonna do somebody else's. Again, you'd have to pay me a good penny for that. And I'm still probably gonna miss some of your run-on sentences because I miss my run-on sentences. I have my husband check, make sure that I'm making sense. But other than that, I stay home, I doodle, and I think to keep me busy, which is why I started doing YouTube and why I've been streaming for as long as I have. It's been at least 10 years of streaming. And yes, I do in fact still get nervous. Especially after taking such big breaks as I have, because it's been a couple months. So I'm gonna have to rebuild everything again. Just like I'm building things on the YouTube. Is that what they're calling it these days? The YouTube? But yeah. That is my rant for today. This is my sorry excuse for a flower. I actually really hate this one. Part of me wants to just dump them all out and take them out of the tins. The other part of me wants the order of the tins. A random amount. Because these 4 don't have tins. They were bought open stock. But I kind of want to put them in cute little jars. I have a bunch of jars. Anybody else collect random jars? just don't like throwing away glass. You can just reuse it for like lots of things. Today is the 8th. There in the corner, and that is my daily doodles. People in the Discord will see this. It'll also go in the sketchbook sketch dump on Patreon if you want to see it closer. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this week, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.